Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and I hope you're doing well this Friday morning. Welcome. I am usually here with a loom knit, needle knit, or crochet project, and this week we are continuing on with some needle work. The loom knit version of my headbands has been out for a few weeks now. I'm losing track of time. Did I do it last week? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I've got so many patterns that I'm working on in the background. I'm like, when did I do these? But anyway, this headband, this cable rope headband, and our squiggle cable headband. I love the squiggle. Actually, the squiggle is my favorite, but to get it on camera, I thought, well, I'll wear this one, and then here you can see this one have all the fun movement. Anyway, so we have made a needle knit version for you. So if you were wondering, hey, when can I, I don't work on the knitting loom. Can I do this um, on needles? And yes, you can. So you can switch out needles and you can switch out yarn, whatever you like. But the ones that we're using here are a US 10 or 6 millimeter. And we're working with a bulky 5-weight yarn. And yeah, these are really cute. They're soft and everything. And when we did the loom knit version, we had someone request making into a cowl. So I'm actually working on that as well. So we'll probably end up having a cowl version in needles as well. But I can give you a little preview if you guys want to see it. I started working on the squiggle one. So let me know in the comments if you're wanting to see that. I'm going to say hello to everybody who's jumping on real quick. Hey, Cheryl, happy Friday. Good morning. Hey, Joanne is here. Welcome. Hey, Alicia. Good morning. Good morning, Mary Lou. I'm so glad that y'all are here today. I see Mary Lou's little member icon there. I love it. Cheryl says waiting on that. So I need to have a chit chat real quick with Joanne before I send it to you, Cheryl, but I have the cowl. I decided to start making my own sample on the squiggle, and I'm trying to decide if I want to put 2 patterns in one. Let me know. Do you guys like 2 patterns in one? Do you like when you see the 2 headbands together that have similar techniques, then you can just make 2 different versions? Do you like having them separated? I was thinking of, just because it's a bigger pattern, maybe doing the cowls separate. So here's a quick preview. I'm about to bind this off. Right here, you like 2 patterns in one, Lori says. Okay, look at this one. This is the squiggle cowl. Look at that. That's so pretty. So it's going to be like this. And it's like having a cable sweater and a cowl. It's so nice. So it'll just go into, it's not knitting around, it's a flat panel. So this will end up connecting together. And this is what the cowl will look like. Isn't that great? Isn't that beautiful? Y'all, this is so soft and supple. And my kids are all like, can you make us sweaters from this? They love it. It really draws out. Yes, came out amazing. Thank you, Cheryl. So it is stretchy, like this. If you had it in a sweater, obviously it would be pulled out like this. But when it's simply just hanging like this and you're going to have it in a cowl, it wouldn't, it's really only, I think I measured it. It was like 6.5 inches or something like that. So it works out really well. But yeah, you could use this totally for making a sweater or, a pullover, a cardigan. And this is what the back looks like. So if you're, can be a gorgeous scarf or throw. Yeah, it would be a beautiful throw. It'd be a beautiful whatever. I would love I would love anyone who's willing to test larger items to let me know. If you want to make it into a large blanket, I could work out the numbers for you. But look at the back of this. So it does have cables on the front, but this is what the back looks like. And if you had a blanket in it, it would still look very nice. It looks kind of ribbed in the back, but you can see which rows are going to have the cable on it. But yeah, the cables are just gorgeous and it's so different. So this is like if we do a rope, and you can even separate them with more rows in between. Like this is really tight. I think for the cowl, I'm going to make them looser. So do you see how this is a looser left cable here? This is tighter on here. So anyway, I made this part looser, which is how I did it on the headband anyway. It's looser. And then we have a squiggle. So we have a squiggle cable. That's what I'm calling it. A serpentine look, a squiggle cable. And then we have two cable lefts. And then we have a squiggle. So anyway, the squiggle needle knit headband and the rope headband needle knit are both coming out tomorrow on Saturday, but I will be also working up a version for needles. Now that I have the math the math done, I can do that. But anyway, this just turned out so well, and I wish, and it doesn't even photograph well, like right here. I mean, I know this looks really good on camera, but it's just, and it's even better in person, and it's so squishable. I mean, it's not all the time that my kids come up to my knitting and they're like, what are you making? This looks so amazing. So the first many rows of this, nobody's like looking at it like there's anything going on. But once I had a bit of knitting hanging out, they're like, and no one really commented until I put it down and they could actually touch it, because they're like, I guess they didn't want to interfere. But then all the kids came up to it and like cuddled it. It was it was so sweet, actually. And I really am encouraged with how this yarn worked out, because I was not expecting it to behave the way it did, because I've made smaller things or I've made beanies with it, but I haven't made any larger items with this yarn. And so it's so much better than I thought it would be. So this is the, and Joanne may have to remind us, it's the Yarn Bee Soft and Chunky. Yeah, it's number 5 weight yarn. What is that yarn that you used? I don't have my my yarn wrapper, my ball, I can't even talk. My ball band, or my yarn wrapper, is gone from my yarn. So Joanne would have to tell us, but I think it's Yarn Bee Soft and Chunky. Oh, I may have one here. Oh, I have right here. Oh my gosh, y'all. If my head wasn't screwed on. Okay. The it may be reversed. Sorry, I can't talk today. I think it's going to be a short broadcast. This is a low pill fiber, right? So it's not going to get fuzzed up on you and stuff. So, which is perfect for something like a nice wearable, because this is an acrylic. And, you know, if you don't like working with wool and you want an acrylic, something that's going to be washable, this is a low pill acrylic. It has 211 yards in one ball. And it's just, anyway, it's $5 at Hobby Lobby. It's $4.99. I don't know if the price has gone up since then. Sometimes their price goes up and down, or it's gone up lately. So I don't know if it's $4.99 or in the $5 range, US dollars as of 2024. But anyway, I got this entire cowl out of one ball. Let me grab the rest of it. Hang on. This is what's left. So I have enough for a bind off and sewing together. And I could probably add in a few more rows here. And I've got, trying to remember, it's 28 or 29 inches. So it's a nice, generous size cowl. So one ball. Don't we love one ball projects? All right, I'm going to keep back up and see if y'all have any questions. Getting some really great responses from you, everyone. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. Hey, good morning, Carol. I just saw you jumped on. What's the back look like? Oh, good. I didn't even see your comment and I got the back of it. So I love cables. They're just so gorgeous. Back looks like a sock to me, Alicia says. Yeah, you could even put those on a sock if you wanted to, like at the top cuff or something. It needs to be tighter for a headband. Headband. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like it for the headband. I did like the looser part. So like this is if you have it loose. Let me compare them side by side. Okay, so I made this a looser cable here. This is the same cable, but you can see that this is less rows in between. So this is same exact cable as this one. It's just there's more rows here than here, right? And they're the same width. These are the same width, but you can just see the difference when you add a few more rows in between, right? So, and I also put that in the pattern in the loom version, but also in the needle. So if you want to add a couple of extra rows, you can do that. By the way, I just want to say on this live tutorial, live stream. Wow, I'm telling you, my words are escaping me today. Anyway, just a little disclaimer. So first of all, we have a video coming out for needle knitting, doing the 2/2 cables, the right cross and the left cross cable, and it's all on the videos, and I have a right and left hand video. Okay, back to the loom. So if you saw me do the loom, I show you if you're knitting from the right and you put the first link back, the first 2 pegs back, and hold it, and then flip the pieces into the cable, and then that makes a cable right. And then I show that you have to go all the way over to the left and then work from the left, and then take your first, link and hold it to the back, and then do the same thing, and that makes a cable left. But you can make a cable left when you're coming from the right as well. And the benefit, and the reason I want to show you that first is, and I'll show it to you in another video. I'm sure I'll do another video with a cable left coming from the right. Because I actually want to show you more like a needle knit. This is kind of me warming you up, but you can actually do what needle knitters do. So when you're knitting with needles and you are making a cable right, you are going to hold the first 2 stitches in the back with your cable needle. But if you want to make a cable left, you're still working in the same direction. You don't go from the other direction, because when you go from the other direction, needle knitting, you're on the back and not the front. So it's different. So anyway, back to working from the right side of the loom. If you hold the links to the front, so you actually pop them off and hold them to the front, you can do the same thing and make a left-handed cable that way, and then you're crossing it in the correct spot. Okay, so you can do both. You can hold it to the front, or you can hold it to the back if you're coming from the right side. From the left side, you can hold it from the front, you can hold it from the back, and so that's just another way to do it. And just so you know, so if you see it somewhere else and you're like, why is someone else teaching this way? That's not the way Kristen taught it. There are the thing about the looms, especially even with these flexi looms, they give you a little bit more options, so which can lead to confusion. So there are creative ways to do it, kind of like double knitting on the knitting looms. Sorry, I look like a talking head. I don't know why it's not showing my body. Okay. On the knitting looms, double knitting looks totally different than when you're double knitting for needles. And many times you can do more complicated designs, some of the more complicated designs in double knitting, really fast and very simply, just because of the way we can weave the yarn onto the pegs all at one sitting and not have to continue to hold them in a different way. So anyway, enough said. There's so much to explore with all the tools, which is what fascinates me. It can get a little confusing, but it's still fascinating to me. Anyway, let's see if we have any other. I think I saw a putty cat. I can't even talk. I thought I saw someone said they were from Poland here. Welcome. Oh, Cheryl does agree. We love do one ball projects. Nice, auntie. Y'all are so sweet. Can cables for socks? Cable socks are quite nice. Yes, I agree. Good morning, Angel. Welcome. Oh, I haven't seen you in a bit, my dear. I am not talking very well today. I'm not speaking very well. Everything I keep saying is I'm fumbling. So I don't think I'll be recording any tutorials this morning. Anyway, the cables do look a bit hard. I agree. Angel talking about it. They can look that way. Once you get used to them and practice them, it becomes a bit better. I do sometimes, let me give you a little bit of a trick. So Needle knitting the cables, I don't tend to have an issue. So again, needle knitting is coming out tomorrow. The pattern for those 2 headbands come out tomorrow, okay? They're not 2 different sizes. I'm just holding this funny. It looks like one's the wrong size. But anyway, and I never have to make adjustments. But on the loom, because it's so tight, stretching across here, sometimes my cable like stitches will come out elongated. And so what I like about the Flexi Loom is when I move those stitches over, then I can double check and make sure it's all really, really consistent. And that very last stitch, if I pull it nice and tight, what happens is when it comes further down on the loom and it gets relaxed, if I notice that stitch, like here's an example. Like say this stitch is a little bit elongated right here. So what I'll do, and like these are thinner and shorter. So what I'll do is I'll pull on these a little bit. When it gets further down and relaxed, I'll pull on this one a little bit and then pull on this one, and kind of goes over and it gives a little bit of this yarn and feeds into and relaxes and puts it right over here into these stitches. And then it hides that this area was a little bit bigger for a period of time, because I had to do it on a few of these and you can't tell that I did it really at all, you know, and once it gets washed, it's going to really even out. So I do like that about the Flexi Loom, because it kind of affords me to do that. Well, it affords me to move the stitches around easier. And then, but you have to keep that in mind with the loom, that you can adjust some of the stitches later. It's okay. It's your own knitting. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean any of that. But it can, the tension can be adjusted a little bit if you were too loose in an area. So anyway, that's really cool. So Angel, for you who jumped in, we did this beautiful, this is just an extra early preview for something for next month. This is the Squiggle cowl, the Squiggle cable cowl. And it's a version of from our, I had to make a little bit of changes, but this is the Squiggle headband. And what's coming out tomorrow is the needle version of the rope and Squiggle headbands. It's 2-in-1 pattern. And then anyway, next week we should have our next pot holder for the month. So we haven't had our monthly pot holder design, so we will have that. And it'll be like kind of like a miniature zigzag twill effect. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we show how to pull them on the tutorial. I only had the chunky size Flexi Loom. I need those sizes. Yeah, this one's the chunky, so this will work for you. I think I showed adjusting it on there. I have showed adjusting it on the 4/4 cable. So on the hat design that I did, and I reference it in the video. If you're still not sure on cables, you can go over to that one, because it's a much bigger cable design and you end up having to adjust a little bit more. So I believe I showed that in more detail on that video. If it is missing from it and y'all find that it's just not giving you enough of that, let me know, and maybe I can do a deep dive another day where I'm just concentrating on fixing Loom Knit cables as far as like pulling out the tension. I don't know. I always struggle with how I want to word the titles of those so you can actually find what you need. So oh yeah, Alicia says, I love the one ball and scrappy project for homeless. Yeah, and this one would be a really good one, I think, for them as well, because it's got a lot of style to it. And who says that they don't want style? Who says that they don't want something fun? It's got some fun little patterns and you can move your fingers along with it and stuff, but it's also going to be warm. It's got all these different, the deep ridges of the ribbing. And so it will hold in the heat a little bit there rather than just some stocking net. So I think that'll be nice. Yeah, love it, love it. Okay, what else? Awesome. Okay, so I hope that has helped y'all today. Again, this is the yarn that we used. It's the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Chunky. and it is the low pill fiber, low pill acrylic that we're using. They also make a worsted weight, so in similar colors. So when you're shopping for it, if you're going to be working with US 10 needles, 6mm, or the chunky 5/8 loom, then make sure that you are getting that it's a number 5 weight yarn, not a number 4 worsted. Okay, so that's the key. And you don't have to use this one, but I love this one, especially for something that's a wearable. I'm loving the low pill stuff if you're not working with a wool, which, by the way, if you're working with cables, you know, having a natural wool, something has a little bit of a flex and elastic give is a great thing to do. Now, I wouldn't work with something like if you've got one that's a roving type of wool, you know, it's like really loose and it's not actually plied or twisted. Set that aside, work on that for some other project, and work with a nice twist yarn, right? Not roving, not where it's like, if you don't know what roving is, it looks like it's kind of all one strand. It's like really fluffy and all of these strands are straight. Like if you stare at it, it looks like unworked yarn, which is basically what that is. It's like raw. Don't use that. So it will not be pleasant for cables unless you're used to it. Wish they made that in a DK. I don't know. Yeah. You say that. There might be a soft and sleek in a sock yarn. Don't quote me on that. I feel like I saw a smaller, thinner yarn. It might not be the same name, but you might check. Yeah. So that is that. And the color that I used for this gray one is dark gray. So this is this one right here. I happen to have both right there. Apparently I like that one. So anyway, oh, we got someone from the Netherlands coming in. Love your loom videos. Thank you. I'm so glad. Well, you know, I don't know if you just jumped in, but we got another loom one coming up, coming on the loom. The news is looming. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So all right, well, I am going to jet from here. I'm going to head out. We do have more patterns coming to you. I have been inspired by several things, and we will be having loom versions and needle versions coming out. I don't have any crochet coming up right now, but if you have crochet projects that you're just really wanting my perspective on, please let me know. I would like to know if there's something that you would like to see here on GoodKnitKisses that you have been searching for and can't find that. So, ooh, good news. Oh, great news. Joanne does say there is a soft and sleek DK. Thank you. I felt like I saw that at the store, but I haven't purchased it. So yay. Thank you for looking, Joanne. Came to our rescue. That's the Joanna's commenting is GoodKnitKisses. So if you don't know, that's her behind the scenes, and she is the one responsible for all the fantastic newsletters that you see linking to the blogs, and she's working on the blogs and really just helps me gather all these things. So we really do work as a team. So she is GoodKnitKisses just as I am GoodKnitKisses. You just see my face more. So thank you so much to Joanne for all you do. I just want to honor you right now. Anyway, I'm going to head out, but much love to you all. If you are a VIP, join me for a few minutes on the hour at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm probably going to cut it short a little bit. I may turn it over to Lori a little early today. Got a few things happening around this area, but wanted to let you guys know if you are a VIP, please join us in the Zoom group. It has not changed. And if you don't know links for different perks for members, YouTube channel members, go over to, you have to be signed in and go over to, like it'll say joined. If you haven't joined, it'll say join. Um, and you can see perks. There's a little box that says see perks. And when you see them, it'll have details on that. You may have to open little windows to see like links and stuff like that. But just want to let you know, that's where you go to get it. If I'm not responding to you, that's really the place to go, because it's there, kind of set it and forget it. If you're a level 2 or higher, remember that you get our PDFs every week. That is the Pearl level, and you get those for free. Those are part of your bonuses for supporting the channel, and those are ad-free patterns. So every pattern we come out with, no matter what it is, as long as you're level 2 or higher, it's not retroactive, it's whatever moving forward. So make sure and fill out your Google form so that we can have your email and move forward on that, because YouTube does not share that with us. So anyway, y'all have a great day, and happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.